haters talking about.
What's up, family? The Boondocks is back. But before I go in, there's a bell next to your subscribe button. Go ahead and click on it. That way you get your notifications each time I drop a video like this. That way you'll be in the know and not on the late show. Next up, support the channel. Get yourself some merch. Also, I want to thank all y'all who have supported so far, who's been riding with me, who's been sharing the videos. Make sure you share the videos. Put it in their face, man. Do not let the enemy breathe. And if they do breathe, just make sure it's very, very hard, where they're just begging for mercy constantly. Love it, man. Now let's go in. After 5 years of dormancy, the Boondocks may be returning. And I'm saying maybe because John Witherspoon went on the Joe Rogan show, and he said that it will be returning. He basically said it was in pre-production. So, and I'm a little skeptical, like a lot of Boondocks fans, because when they went off the air, I believe 2014, Aaron Magruder, who is the creator of the show, was not involved in the last season. So that was totally thrown off, because Aaron is the light in that show. I mean, he's the creator. I mean, he is the brains behind the whole show. I couldn't believe that they did the show the last season without him. I just absolutely could not believe it, and it showed. Aaron Magruder is he has a brilliant mind for what's going on socially, politically, very, very strong. Depending on who you ask, the Boondocks is easily one of the greatest cartoons ever. Ask me, I'll tell you. Yes, absolutely yes. Now, considering the fact that Regina King, who voiced the brothers Huey and Riley Freeman, has gone on to rack up a Golden Globe, an Oscar, an Emmy, and millions, some people are saying, hey, are they going to have Regina's money? Because she's going to be demanding a whole lot more money. And they got to pay her. I can't even imagine anybody else voicing those characters. I guess somebody's out there who could actually do it, but it would, I don't know. To do both of those characters, that was something else. I was surprised when they told me that she actually voiced both characters. That is a very talented woman. She deserves all the prosperity that she's getting. That is a talent. That's a very, very good talent. Now, I like the Boondocks because it's very true to itself. Like, it's very true to reality. That role that Riley plays, where he's always the bad guy and he's a bad role model. He's always looking to try to beat somebody, get ahead. He admires the bad guys. He's always looking up to stuff that he shouldn't. Like, he's caught up in the whole, hip hop thing and fake gangsterism and all this type of stuff. And then you got Huey on the other hand, who's calm, mild mannered, introspective. This dude is a thinker. He understands history, totally gets black history. And he's constantly trying to enlighten Riley. It's a beautiful thing, man. I love the dynamic that takes place between the two brothers. And then you got granddad, who's played by John Witherspoon, who is just who's trying to keep everything together. He tried to keep it together and try to make it a family thing, but at the same time, he tried to live his own life by, messing around with women from time to time and trying to be socially accepted by, the people in the upper class neighborhood and all this type of stuff. And then you got the white guy who used to be played by, it was played by Charlie Murphy. That dude whose granddad owns the bank and he wants to be a gangster. So he rides around with guns and all this stuff. It's crazy. And then you can't forget Ruckus, Uncle Ruckus, the sellout, the jigaboo. You can't forget him. I mean the roles perfectly casted. It's just a great cartoon. I love watching it. I remember when I first got turned on to it, I couldn't believe how funny it was. Somebody was telling me, I can't remember who turned me on to it, but somebody, whoever it was, kept telling me to watch it. And just like always for me, typically it'll take a second or third season before I get on to something because I just be so busy and I'm not a huge television watcher. So when I finally catch up with something, it's typically in the second or third or even possibly the fourth season. Now, I will say this. The Boondocks is not for people who are easily triggered. Snowflakes, stay away. You will melt. One last thing. All I want to know is, will Candace Owens be playing the role of Uncle Ruckus? You got to admit, while her voice may need a little tuning, she does look like a man. No more talk.
What the haters talking about?